What's the most cold-blooded thing you've done with a smile on your face? I spent Thanksgiving crying my eyes out while cooking chicken nuggets in McDonald's. You see, I had gone no contact with my family, and Tyrese, my only friend at the time, was hanging out with his dad. But he knew I was crying because when he asked to FaceTime me, I refused to turn my camera on, and my voice was still a little shaky. So when he invited me to hang out with his friends, I agreed. None of them seemed to be harny pieces of shut, which is rare for the male species, and they actually seemed like they liked each other. There was just one thing. There was only one other girl. Now I'm usually a girl's girl, the type to insist on going to the bathroom with them even if I don't need to use it, the type to take photos when I think they look good, from 100 different angles. So I automatically treated Vanessa as if she was my friend, gave her a huge hug, told her I'd pay for her meal, and defended her whenever Tyrese or the other guys made fun of her. I thought she was going to return the favor, or at least be somewhat nice to me. But apparently little Miss Vanessa had other plans. Halfway through the meal, I waved down the waitress so I could order an extra side dish. "I really don't think you need to eat all that," Vanessa said while laughing. My face flushed with heat and no one reacted, but instead of giving up, she doubled down. "You heard! I said I don't think you need to eat all that!" Tyrese looked up from his plate and did a half smile. The rest of the table laughed briefly before going back to eating. I stared at her blankly, but I didn't have any female friends at the time, and I myself know how hard it is to find good ones. So instead of distancing myself from her, I followed the law of reciprocity. If you don't know what that means, look it up. The next time we all met up, I showed up with her favorite box of Dubai chocolate that she had mentioned the last time. "Thanks," she said, silently and without care, but I didn't want to be the person who only gives so other people make me feel special. So I just replied to her entitlement with a bright, "No problem," before redirecting my attention to the guys. Unfortunately, they loved me a lot. I could tell because they were laughing at my jokes and giving me all the lore of their friend group and personal lives. But after an hour, I realized Vanessa hadn't spoken in a while and didn't want her to feel left out. When I turned to her, she had her arms crossed and she was staring at the ground with a pout on her face. "So Vanessa, how did your gym session go today? You ate in your Instagram story? It was fine." And suddenly she reinserted herself back into the conversation. She locked eyes with Tyrese, twirled her hair and said, "Isn't Jade so effing annoying?" "Yes, I can't stand her," he responded. It was a joke he always made, but Vanessa was eating it up. Suddenly all the boys got up to go to the bathroom, and her demeanor completely switched. "You look so pretty, Jade. Thank you for always liking my Instagram stories." A wave of shock ran through my body. "Oh, thanks," I said, before asking her to sit beside me. And that's when the guys came back. "Sorry I took your seat, Tyrese. Jade was begging me to be near her. We both know how needy she can be." Some of the other guys breathed a laugh. Meanwhile, Vanessa was grinning so hard I thought her eyebrows were going to fall off. But before I showed her how low I was willing to go, I wanted to play with her. So the next time we all hung out, I fed her the bait. "Hey, this t-shirt looks so nice, Vanessa," I said while we shopped in Hollister with all the guys near us. "Ugh, that won't fit me. It'll be like a whole A blanket on me. I'm way too small for my own good." By the last sentence, she was practically shouting at the top of her lungs, facing away from me and staring directly at the guys. I almost vomited from the secondhand embarrassment. When we passed by a stand selling Dubai chocolate, the exact same one I had gotten her, I told Tyrese to buy one for her since Vanessa's birthday was coming up. "OMG, you are actually the best." Her face lit up so much it could have fueled the electricity for the entire globe. She then gave a stiff and uncomfortable Tyrese the biggest hug I had ever seen. Well, if she wanted to make our friendship a competition, then I was all for it. When she flirted with a dusty random to get his number and said, "Some of us just don't need to try," I got the numbers of 10 dudes. When she pulled Tyrese away while he was in the middle of talking to me, I grabbed his hand and told him to give me a piggyback ride. By the end of the day, she was completely silent. It was beautiful TBH. Unfortunately, it didn't last long, because just 2 days later, I got the notification that she had tagged me in a post on Instagram. It was a photo of her and my ex kissing, captioned with, "Sometimes you just need an upgrade." But it wasn't just any ex. It was the one that I had filed a police report against, the one that everyone knew had physically abused me multiple times. But like I said, if she wanted to go low, I can always go lower. Full video on channel, link below.